For us and council members, and also thanking my fellow veterans that showed up tonight. This means a lot to us, and keeping the veterans of Stanislaus County is the forefront is our goal. And thank you for your support that you've had.
You're welcome. Do any of our council members have any remarks? Councilmember City Brayton.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to express my gratitude to the brave men and women who have served our nation's armed forces. I noted down some thoughts that I wanted to share. In particular, I want to express my gratitude to the veterans here today. I do extend my deepest appreciation and gratitude for your commitment, your courage, and the sacrifices you and your families have done. Hearing the mayor's comments here today that she read in the proclamation reminded me that your service is the reason we are able to enjoy the freedoms we so often take for granted, in particular the fundamental right to vote. This is particularly poignant here today on this election day. We are especially mindful of the value of this freedom that should not be taken for granted. The ability to cast our votes, to express our beliefs, and to choose our leaders is a privilege made possible only by the sacrifices of our veterans. Thank you for your service, thank you for your dedication, and thank you for the freedoms you allow us to enjoy through the service you did. I appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I also share the same sentiments as Councilwoman Escudia Brayton. We wouldn't be able to be here today if it weren't for veterans of the 5 branches that stood in the line of harm's way and didn't even know our names, didn't know our families, didn't know anything about us, but fought for this country. And that is a beautiful thing. And I'm so glad that we are going to be able to celebrate our veterans on Veterans Day at 3500 Coffee Road, starting at 8 o'clock for the reverse parade, and then a ceremony from 10:30 to noon with our guest speaker, Congressman Tom McClintock. There's going to be so many wonderful things happening. More than anything, thank you for your service to protecting the United States of America so we can be here today and vote our conscience. Thank you so much.
All right, Councilmember Wright.
Thank you, Mayor. Serving in the military reserve for 6 years, my heart goes out to each one of you that seen active duty. My heart also goes out to the family members where their loved ones did not come home. They are veterans, in my opinion, also. I'm looking forward to November the 11th. I will be there, and thank you again for your service.
All right, thank you. Any other comments at this time? Councilmember Bavaro.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to ditto all the comments by my fellow council members and the mayor.
All right, Councilmember Ricky.
Thanks, Mayor. I also want to support the comments of my fellow council members. And it's disappointing that we're not doing the parade this year, but I do like the fact that there's going to be a big celebration at the center, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to honor you guys at that event.
Right, Vice Mayor Alvarez.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for your service. Thank you for your words and your presentation today. And shout out to the American GI Forum and Carlos Verduzco. I don't think he's present, but if he is, okay, no, I don't see him. Shout out to him as well. I've been working alongside him for many years, and I remember when he first launched the Veterans Chamber of Commerce. So again, thank you for your service.
All right, thank you so much for being here this evening, and I will now bring the proclamation down and present it.
Thank you. We appreciate what you're doing tonight.
So much. It means a lot. Good to see you.
Oh, there you go. Good work. See you again. See you on. Good seeing you Sunday. Sunday, right? Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Thank you.
Be safe, be well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Good seeing you again.
Yep.
All right, as noted on the agenda, public comment will only be in person. Zoom will still be available for viewing and wordly translation. Thank you for being here tonight. The City of Modesto Council meetings are a place where everyone is encouraged to listen, share views, and participate in the decision-making process that benefits our community. Your engagement is valuable, and it helps our council and city staff collaborate on finding solutions that enhance the quality of life for the residents of Modesto. To be fair and equitable, every individual has the right to speak at this council meeting. However, it is imperative that we foster and maintain a respectful environment for the well-being and safety for everyone present at these proceedings. It is the mayor's responsibility to preserve strict order and decorum at all council meetings. Pursuant to the Charter of the City of Modesto, Article 6, the mayor, Section 601, Powers and Duties of Mayor. The mayor shall have authority to preserve order at all council meetings and to remove or cause the removal of any person from any meeting of the council for disorderly conduct, to enforce the rules of the council, and to determine the order of business under the rules of the council. Accordingly, the city council meeting decorum rules are as follows. Please be respectful of all presenters, council members, staff, and members of the public. Please refrain from clapping other than following a presentation. All speakers are encouraged to state their name and city of residence. All questions must be directed to the mayor. Please do not block the view of others by holding signs up during council meetings. Time limits for public comments is 3 minutes, but may be limited at the discretion of the mayor to manage the business of the council. Speaking over others or interrupting while others have the floor is not permitted. Cell phones should be turned off or shall be set to vibrate during meetings. Thank you for your patience and participation as we work together to address the issues impacting the community. Maintaining order and decorum during the city council meeting is crucial in the effective governance of Modesto and ensuring the council's decisions are reflective of the community's priorities. Anyone disrupting the council meeting may be asked to leave. Does anyone wish to speak on any item under public comment? This is for items not on the council agenda, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Anyone wishing to address the city council is asked to follow the rules of decorum. The rules of decorum are posted at the entrance of the chambers. I have several cards, and the first one has 3 names: Natasha, Nathan, and Lavanya. If you'd like to approach, that's good. At this time, each person has 3 minutes.
Alrighty, good evening. Hello, we are from Protecting Health and Slamming Tobacco, which stands for FAST, a youth coalition of around 936 students, all from 65 different schools here in Stanislaus County. We go around educating and advocating for healthier communities through peer-to-peer education, teaching refusal skill, and the dangers of tobacco, nicotine, and marijuana. The program's goal is to help students make better choices for their health through preventive education. And today we want to talk to you through our experiences with tobacco here in Modesto. My name is Natasha Leva, and I'm a resident of Modesto and attend Grace M. Davis High School. When I first moved here, I was in middle school, just starting 7th grade, and I had noticed some of my peers were already smoking and using nicotine products. It was one of the most memorable things that happened to me when I first moved here to Modesto. It was one of my first impacts here. As I grew up, I thought that I would see less of it, but I in turn saw more. It just got much worse, and I noticed more and more of my peers smoking. In fact, I found out that 1 in 10 high school students smoke tobacco or use nicotine products, and in that, 1 in 25 middle school students vape. On top of that, I found out that the average age of students here in Modesto or Stanislaus County get addicted at the age of 14 to nicotine and tobacco products. That's exactly when students begin high school here in Modesto and Stanislaus, which is a very concerning age. And that's also exactly why I joined FAST, our youth coalition, because I didn't want those peers to be wasting their youth. I wanted them to be as educated as I was on this topic, and for them to not go down the nicotine and tobacco rabbit hole. I didn't want them to be another statistic, and I wanted to know them and their aspirations. However, nicotine wasn't allowing me to do that and was preventing that connection to be made. So, please keep my peers and I in mind when local policy comes to your desk at further meetings. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. My name is Nathan Cabrera, and I attend Grace M. Davis High School. As mentioned before, we're here with FAST, and I'm here to share with you some personal experiences that I've had with tobacco. Growing up, my dad has always kind of struggled with tobacco. He started smoking around the age of 11 to 14, and he's tried quitting numerous times, but they've never really worked out for him, and it sucks for me seeing that, and wondering how much longer I have with him. And that's mainly one of the reasons why I joined FAST, was to try to help him out with it and kind of give him that support. And sorry.
Are you okay? Okay.
Sorry.
Good evening. My name is Lavanya Bunsel. I'm also a resident of Modesto, and I'm a member of the FAST Youth Coalition of Stanislaus County. Currently, I attend Modesto High School, and I'm in my junior year. And when I look back, it's kind of mind-blowing to see my first few years of high school and think about how many times other students, and myself included, have walked into the bathrooms of my school and just been hit with a puff of smoke or an overwhelming smell that seems to just always linger in the air and follow us throughout the rest of the day. Seeing my friends and classmates being affected by the temptation and peer pressure to take a puff is what led me to join FAST and become more involved with this coalition in Stanislaus County. I want to help educate others on the dangers of using tobacco and nicotine products, and had I not taken that first step to become involved in this coalition, I wouldn't be standing here today to tell you why this cause is so important to me. When polled, 91% of Modesto residents said that they believe tobacco retailers should not be near schools. And currently, 87% of tobacco retailers are located just within half a mile of school zones. The products being sold in these tobacco retail shops only add to the already large number of youth seen vaping every day, as 35% of tobacco retailers continue to sell illegal flavored products. Some of these products include flavors like straw mint, horchata, blue raz, peachy ice, menthols, and so much more. These unique and enticing flavors just make it that much more easier for youth to get addicted at an early age. I want to help to reduce this number and play a part in making sure that tobacco and other addictive substances don't continue to affect me and my peers in Stanislaus County. We want to improve the city of Modesto, so that's why we ask you to please keep us youth in mind when local policy comes your way. Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nathan, would you like to conclude your remarks?
Sorry.
No apologies. Oh, okay.
Anyways, this is why I think we should have, if any future policies come by, I asked you to keep us in mind and thousands of others to, if any policies come your way. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your remarks. All right. Next, we have Sabrina Tour.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Sabrina Tour. I am a junior at Modesto High School, and I, too, am part of the FAST Coalition. I appreciate the opportunity to address you all again. As my peers already mentioned, FAST is an advocacy and educational youth coalition promoting healthier communities to help students make better choices for themselves through education and awareness. As high schoolers, we all have the ability to show you how real and crippling access to flavored tobacco products truly is. I'm relieved that the moratorium has been adopted, and I hope that the momentum to create healthier communities will not let up before the introduction of the tobacco retail license soon. I ask that you consider my generation from a lifetime of addiction and harm. I urge you to take action and adopt a tobacco retail license policy to help reduce youth access to tobacco in Modesto eventually. The FAST Coalition and the Stanislaus Health Services Agency are here to provide support and education, and we already have local data showing the need for this ordinance. Let's follow through for the sake of our community's health, particularly our most vulnerable, the youth. Thank you again for your time and consideration.
Thank you for your remarks. All right, next we have Derek Castle.
That's a hard act to follow on from. Mayor, council members, city staff, Derek Castle, Park Avenue. I'm also a junior at high school in my dreams. This Thursday is November the 7th. That was the day 1 year ago you approved funding for Bridge Housing Program to help with the fact that there's hundreds of folk living on our streets and in our parks. At that time I was thrilled, but Thursday is going to be a day of mixed emotions for me. On one hand, your decision inspired the development of a family bridge housing program run by Family Promise at the Church of the Brethren. Yesterday, the first families started moving into their new rooms on the campus, and it's shaping up to exceed all my hopes and dreams. So for quite a lot of young children and their caregivers, something very worthwhile has come out of your decision 1 year ago. However, while I'll be celebrating on Thursday, I'm also going to be drowning my sorrows. That's because here we are 1 year later, and there are just as many individuals living on our streets and at Crusader and Ensland Parks as ever before. You did the right thing when you set aside funds for the cabins to house those folk, and I applaud you for that. But not a single cabin has been put in place because the city hasn't got around to identifying land to put them on. If a small church on Woodland Avenue can get a bridge housing program for families up and running in less than a year, and to do so even when the initial neighbourhood pushback was so strong that it became a TV news story, then why the heck hasn't the City of Modesto, with its enormous resources, at least come up with one decent-sized piece of land to put your cabins on? Because nothing seemed to be happening on the city end, myself and some others have been meeting to do some searching ourselves. And with the suggestion of Councilmember Williams, thank you, Jeremiah, we have been looking at a property that I think is perfect. It's across the road from the city limits. It's in our sphere of influence. It's definitely large enough in size. It's on a bus stop, and the owners appear to be very open. This would be a great investment for the city. It would go a huge way towards addressing the problems on our streets and in our parks. So on Thursday, I'm going to be celebrating a successful year for families experiencing homelessness, but it's also going to be a day of sadness. So on this election day, I vote that the city finally choose a location for those individuals whose home is currently in the park across the street from my house. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. All right, is there anyone else that would like to speak during public comment at this time?
Hi, Kevin McClarty, Modesto District 1. And, well, I wanted to thank Councilmember Bratton and also John Gunderson for signing the Fairness Doctrine, or I guess that's what you would call it, the doctrine that candidates for council were asked to sign, agreeing to be fair and to run a clean campaign. And I wanted to thank them for signing that document. And I wanted to bring attention to the fact that apparently somebody circulated a flyer about one of the candidates. And one of the candidates was asked about this, if he knew the origins of this flyer. And his comment was, and this was one of the people who did not sign the document, by the way. He was asked if he knew the origin of this flyer, and his response was that he did not know the origin of the flyer, but he's glad that it was distributed. Well, if you make a comment like that, you might as well be responsible for it. And so I'm very disturbed by the fact that it appears that somebody is trying to enter what you would call dirty politics into our city council races. And this is the first time that I've ever seen anything like that happen in Modesto at the city council level. And so I am quite dismayed that something like this would happen. And so I want to thank Councilmember Rosa Escucha Bratton for signing it, and also candidate John Gunderson for signing it. And I want to thank all of those who run good, clean campaigns. And hopefully we can continue along that path. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our city manager has a comment to make at this time.
Mr. Kessel, I just want to make you aware that we are breaking ground on 402 9th Street, which will be 42 units in the next, by the end of the year. So I didn't want you to be super sad on Thursday. So.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak under public comment at this time? All right, next on the agenda is consent items. An item may be removed from consent and discussed at the request of a member of the public or council member. Is there anyone on the council that would like a consent item removed for further discussion? Seeing none, is there anyone in the public that would like an item removed from consent for further discussion or comment? Seeing none, will the city clerk please read the consent items?
Item 2, consider approving the minutes for the October 22nd, 2024 council meeting. Item 3, consider approving final adoption of ordinance 3786 CS, authorizing the levy of special taxes within the city of Modesto, held within City of Modesto Community Facilities District 2024-2, Fairview Village Number 2. Item 4, consider accepting an informational report for the September 2024 accounts payable payment register and void report. Item 5, consider accepting the monthly investment report for August 2024. Item 6, consider approving a second amendment to the cell tower site lease agreement at Downey Park with NCWPCS MPL 26 Year Sites Tower Holdings LLC, extending the maximum term of the agreement through June 30th, 2056. Item 7, consider approving a first amendment to the parking lease with Tesla Incorporated of Austin, Texas, extending the term of the agreement from October 31st, 2024 to October 31st, 2025, with 2 one-year extension options. Item 8, consider approving an agreement with Eagle Aerial Solutions of Irvine, California for water view software as a service subscription for a total amount not to exceed $495,000 over 5 years. Item 9, consider approving an agreement for the purchase of variable frequency drive units to Willie Electric Supply Company Incorporated out of Modesto for a total amount not to exceed $796,515 over 5 years.
May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Councilmember
Second.
Wright, second by Councilmember Ricky. Will the city clerk please call the roll?
Alvarez.
goes out.
Excuse me, I thought it was you, Chris. Vice Mayor Alvarez is the second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
Councilmember Scutia Brayton.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Councilmember Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwalin.
Aye. Carries unanimously. Next on the agenda is council comments and report. Do any of the council members have any comments or reports tonight? Councilmember Ricky.
Thanks, Mayor. I just want to take a couple of minutes and really appreciate all the work being done by Modesto's CED department. As we know, Modesto's in a housing crisis. The average apartment is going for about $1,800 a month right now. And that's unacceptable. And really the only way to get around that is to increase supply. And that's exactly what CED is doing. They've been able to get 5,000 new units in development as we speak, and nearly half of them are multifamily or affordable housing. And unfortunately, like due to the time and the capital involved, you can't really like snap your fingers and just create housing. But I think Modesto's doing a really good job of addressing the problem, and I think maybe the best part of it is that we're not done and we're going to keep working hard on it. I also want to address some of the homeless housing comments that Derek Castle made today. I agree that we need to be doing more, and we need to be more aggressive. We need to act more quickly, and I think we can, and I think we should. And I think it's time that we make more progress. So that's something that it's time to really start pushing on. And finally, I just, it's election night tonight, and I want to wish everybody a good night for everybody, and good luck to everybody. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Jeremiah Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank the city staff and the consultants for the last couple of weeks. There was a 2050 workshop that happened in all six districts, including downtown. And I want to say that I appreciate all of those individuals who came out to those particular workshops and were able to expand their mind and expand our city sphere of influence. And so again, thank you to the staff, and most of them were there all of the time. I went to at least 4 of them, and I really wanted to see what the city and citizens of Modesto really thought about their city and what they feel needs to be done. So again, thank you, citizens of Modesto, and of course, our staff. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Next, Councilmember Scutia Brayton.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to thank staff and all those that attended the District 1 workshop, the general plan workshop that took place. It was an opportunity for all members of the community to come and engage in conversation, to discuss, to express how they saw their desire for what Modesto should look like moving forward. And it was a great conversation. It was great community engagement, great community input, and it really works when the community is engaged and provides input and informs ultimately the policies we will make that will impact housing, that will impact jobs, that will impact businesses. So all that information is being analyzed and will be shared with the public, and I look forward to the outcome because, again, it was informed by constituents' input, and that's really a valuable thing. Since we last convened as a council, I've had the opportunity to attend 2 school events, and this is always very enlightening, and I love it because you're able just to feel the spirit of the students and how excited they are and the good questions they have, and that know that our future is in good hands with these students. But one of the schools I attended was Mark Twain's Career Day, where many professionals were asked to come and speak to the middle school students, and they in turn were able to ask questions about our career tracks, and great questions and many bright minds, so that was a really fun experience. And then today I had the opportunity to attend the Agnes Baptist ribbon cutting for an added classrooms and resources that they have for their students. So again, when we're able to provide additional resources and brighter schools for our students, it just gives them a better learning experience and a better outcome. So I was honored to be part of those educational experiences. Thank you.
Right, any other council member comments tonight? I have a report on, that is from a meeting as an ex officio, a member of the San Joaquin Regional Rail Commission last Friday, that our local StanCog nominated a rail project for competitive bidding. And the San Joaquin Regional Rail Commission is preparing a $25 million grant application to secure construction funding for the Modesto Station and Track Work Project and Ceres Station Layover and Track Work Project. This is including platforms, track, pedestrian pathways, and public right-of-way improvements. This will be a multimodal system that benefits all users regardless of income, age, or ability to access the transportation network. The project will improve mobility and connectivity to local and regional communities in Stanislaus County by increasing direct commuter rail access to the expanded ACE network. The projects will also provide safe and reliable transit stations for vulnerable users. The projects are expected to improve air quality by supporting a more sustainable form of transportation that reduces vehicle miles traveled and improves access to employment along the ACE corridors while also providing access between Stanislaus County and the broader North California mega region. One reason I bring this all up is it really connects with our 2050 plan and all the other topics that we talk about and approve at these council meetings. StanCog determined that the projects are regionally important. Furthermore, in December 2023, the StanCog Policy Board voted to approve a request for the CTC to program $13 million in Senate Bill 125 funds for the projects. In August 2024, StanCog notified the Rail Commission that the CTC approved the request. And Councilmember Wright, Councilmember Scudia-Brayton, and I are on the StanCog board, as well as Vice Mayor Alvarez is an alternate member. So these are huge projects that we also participate in and are looking forward to bringing more economic development to our county and our area. I too participated in many school activities. We were invited and it was great to be with the students. I truly appreciate every moment with young people. As you can see this evening, our future is in really good hands. The students are brilliant. We had a Modesto Police Department promotion and welcoming ceremony. Always excited to have new employees with the department on all different levels. They cover not only officer duties and patrol, but many other areas of the city that they help with preservation and improvement. The Impala Club event was last Saturday night. I was given an award. It was great to be with them. Lots of great music and so many activities. Downtown was just vibrant as I went to that activity and that event. It was really excited. Today is election day. If you're within the sound of my voice and you have not voted and you are registered to vote, please go vote. The polls are still open. Thank you very much. Does the city manager have any comments and reports? All right, are there any matters too late for the agenda? Seeing none, I'm calling this meeting of the City Council to be adjourned.